Hey, Dear Dads community. Hopefully, you guys are doing great. Thanks so much for tying in today. It's going to be a great call. If it's the first time that you've tied into the channel, welcome to the community where we encourage, where we love, where we show support. And one of the hardest jobs there is, which is being a dad and being a good dad. And it doesn't take perfect dads, but it takes commitment. It takes a longevity, a long-term thinking mindset. It takes getting back up after falling. It takes multiple failures um, to just get it right, being okay with that. I'm still failing, and so if you've maybe lost your way, if you've fell into a hard place where you it doesn't seem like you know where to go, whether it's left or right, you don't know who you are when you look at yourself in the mirror. You're not as maybe happy as you once were when your kids were small, and maybe you have adult kids, maybe they're preteens, maybe they're teens, maybe they're just little infants, and you're just starting out as a dad. You've come to the right place. Here is all about encouragement. It's all about resources as well as some personal experiences, things that if you apply, maybe they can help you. You know, um, it's all about each one teach one. I've been around a lot of different dads, a lot of different fathers. I've been mentored, I've been coached in the way that I parent and the way that I do things, and that's helped shape me as the type of person, the type of dad that I've become to be. That I've become, and I'm still learning and I'm still growing. And so, if you've stumbled on this channel, if you've accidentally, if you by mistake, if you, I don't believe there's mistakes. So if you're joining and this is your second, third time, if you're part of the community, welcome. Okay, great to have you back. Every subscriber, every member matters. And so you matter, Dad. And so today we're talking about really one of the, I think my biggest challenges as a dad, one of my biggest challenges is remaining calm. Being able to stay calm under pressure, I would say, is remarkably one of the coolest things about being a dad. It's almost like it's built in to dads and the father, right? When everybody else is freaking out, you're able to stay calm. Why? When there's blood, when there's cuts and bruises, when things are happening, you're able to dial in, stay focused, and stay calm for the most part. And then obviously as we get older, as we start the hustle and bustle of our job and career, business, sometimes maybe not so much. Maybe sometimes there's slippage there. Sometimes we maybe forget, that because we're not thinking about staying calm. Maybe we hit a bump. Maybe we hit a wall. Maybe something happens that triggers us to explode, to lose our cool, to lose our temper. I'm I'm saying this to you because again, I've been many a times I've lost my temper. Many a times have been on the other side wondering, man, is this dad thing really for me? Like, I can't believe I got upset at my toddler. I can't believe I let my teenager under my skin. I can't believe my adult children I'm letting that person, letting that child, I'm letting him get the best of me. Whatever your situation is, I was there. I've been there. And I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to stay calm under pressure. I'm still learning how to stay calm when I'm angry. And it's not perfect. As dads, we have this, I don't want to call it an anxiety thing, but we have this worry about the family that no one quite understands, in my opinion. You know, we don't, we are here to protect, to serve our family. And sometimes we worry about things. We wonder if our family is going to be okay. We wonder if they're going to be able to survive in bills and rent and food, clothes on their backs, right? Maybe if something happens to us, maybe we worry about that. I've done all the above. Worried about things that weren't even close to happening. Worried about some things that were legitimately things that you should worry about or you should be nervous about. Maybe the first time your child flies on a plane. Maybe you're jumping out of the plane, which I did in the military. All right, there's things that are legitimately, COVID. That was a crazy situation. Having kids, being able to navigate through that. being able to keep a smile on your face and be positive. That's not always practical. And it's not, I don't even believe it's possible all the time. So again, what happens when we lose our temper? How do we remain calm? And so what I've learned and what I'm still learning, that we're not perfect. We're human. We got to give ourselves some grace first and foremost. But before I knew this, before I have to continue to remind myself this, yeah, I was in a situation where I didn't know. I used to worry a lot of things. Again, like I said, the things that I just mentioned. And I can remember, talking to my therapist, and actually making a phone call. It was like an emergency call as I was driving in my car, stuck in traffic, of like, I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know what's happening, but I can't control my thoughts. Like, where you at? I'm in the car driving home, and all I can think about is every single thing that can go wrong with the house, with the kids, with the car, with everything. One of the first things that I've learned how to do is stop and breathe. That was one of the first things my therapist told me. Stop and breathe. So I encourage you, dads, to stop and breathe. Like, think about it. You're no good to nobody if your thinking is thinking. If you're clouded, if you're not even thinking clearly, you're not good to anybody. Yourself, your kids, your family. So I learned to stop and breathe. And one of the techniques that I've learned, breathing techniques, were to take a deep breath in. Once it gets to the top, take another quick deep breath, hold it, and then release it slowly, 4 to 5 seconds. And do this a couple of times. I do it even to settle down to go to sleep. It calms me enough to get settled and sleep. It also calms me when things are happening. A lot of things that are happening. For one, they're out of your control. For two, what can I do at my house if I'm in the car? Nothing. But I've learned to control that. I've learned to take hold of that, stop, and breathe. Now that I've stopped and now that I've been able to physically breathe, now I can start thinking. What am I reflecting on? What am I thinking? I'm not thinking worrying about so much anymore. I'm not really thinking about a lot of different things that are not happening. Here's what I've learned: to stop and breathe, and then reflect on what's real. Like what's really going on. Am I alive? Am I well? Am I driving a car that's paid off or making payments? Does my wife or my spouse, are they happy with me? Are my bills paid? Are my kids alive? Are they healthy? Right? We have to reflect on what's real so that way we can calm down. It can help us continue to stay calm. Because what's the sense of just breathing and getting calm when we go back to the what if, should have, oh my gosh, I could have done this, I should have done that, and what if this happens? Reflect on what's actually happening. My kids they're not perfect, but at least they love me. Like, you know what? I may not have all the money in the bank, but at least my bills are paid. Or you know what? Maybe it's bills are past due, but at least they're not in collections, or what have you. I've been in every single position. When we can stop, we can breathe, and we can start reflecting on what's actually real, then I can believe we can start getting control and gaining control of ourselves, of our emotions, of why we're feeling the way we're feeling. And then I believe the next thing that's important after we've done those two things, and this was a game changer for me. This is something I still work on today. This is something that can be said out loud. This is something that can be said silently, so only you hear. It's about telling yourself, you got this. Being able to say to yourself, I got this, is huge. I believe we tell ourselves that right now. Maybe if we're doing a hard workout, right? That last rep, oh, I got this, right? Maybe if you're getting, maybe it's hard at work and you're trying to solve a big issue. Maybe the business deal is borderline gonna not fall through, or whatever. Telling yourself, I got this. I got this. It's so important because it's the truth. You do got this. You do got this. The life and death is is in the power of the tongue, is what that says in the Bible. And I truly believe that what we speak is how we'll feel, and how we feel will ultimately control what mood and direction we stay long term in. So we speak it. We speak what we want. We speak life. We speak, I'm going to be okay. We speak, everything is fine. We speak, I got this. No matter what the situation is, we speak, I got this. It puts us in a place of control, a place of calmness. So I don't know if that makes sense, but hopefully it does. And I'm sure it does. I'm sure, like me, you can relate on whether you're losing your temper, whether you've lost your temper, whether you can't get a hold of all your thoughts of worry and anxiety. Like I said, I've got this information from my therapist, part of it, allowing me to stop and breathe. And then that led to the next stage, which is reflect on what's real, which then led to the next stage, which is telling yourself, you got this. And this can be in a form of reciting a Bible scripture. You can be say a word of affirmation. Whatever it is that's real to you, that's positive to you, say it over and over and over again. I got this. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can do this. Everybody's going to sign up in my deal. I got this sale. I'm going to sell 10 cars this month. I'm going to sell 20 cars this month. I'm going to get 100,000 followers this month, right? Whatever it is, my kids love me. My wife loves me. I'm an amazing dad. I can do this. Whatever it is, telling yourself, and it's not whatever. You're telling yourself powerful things that are going to shape and keep you calm. So hopefully you can try that next time that you're having that day that I've had plenty of times. That kind of day that you can't really express. Maybe you're to yourself. Maybe it sounds kind of weird to say that out loud. Say all this to yourself. No one has to hear. No one has to know. But saying these words are super important. Remaining calm is worth it. It's worth it for yourself. It's worth it for your family, for your kids, to see that as an example, that dad has control over himself, because we sure can't control everything else going on around us, outside the world, the economy, the government, what people think and what people say. But what we can control is what we do about it. Hopefully this was encouraging. If this was, continue to follow and be a part of the Dear Dads community. On my website, the link's in my bio, there's a free Dear Dad starter guide that goes over different principles and things that I've learned as a dad, and I'm still learning to apply. Things like presence over perfection. Things like apologizing like a dad. Super important. Our words are super important. So I encourage you today, if this encouraged you, pass this, send this to another dad, forward this to a family, a friend, someone that you feel like would need that in their life, this encouragement. Appreciate all you guys do. You got this. Let's become better dads together.